the Wrestling Caucus. I'm Peter A.
And Smiley Ariaga.
And today, we're going to talk about the yearly, weekend-long extravaganza known as WrestleMania.
Isn't it a festival at this point?
At this point, yes, it is. Even with the weekend shows surrounding it. So, listen. 2 years ago, we talked about how we felt about two-night WrestleMania, and I think we both agreed that it's not a good idea. I actually thought it was fine because I went to the last 8-hour WrestleMania. I was like, okay, 2 nights, 3 hours, fine, if that's the way to do it. But I would prefer one night. This year was 2 4.5-hour shows. That could have been one show, one 4.5-hour show.
1 8.5-hour show.
So, after watching these WrestleManias, plural, what do you think of the two-night WrestleMania thing?
Well, the two-night WrestleMania thing is, listen, if the two-night WrestleMania thing would be great, if each show was like 3 hours, that would be fine. Or, like, and here's the thing, like, on paper, an actual WrestleMania festival, like a wrestling festival, would be cool. Like, you have one night be a big NXT show, then the next night would be WrestleMania Night 1, 3 hours, and then the last night would be WrestleMania Night 2 or whatever.
It's kind of how it is now.
Yeah.
Like, they had Stand and Deliver.
Oh, they did, yeah.
And Saturday morning. And then they had WrestleMania Night 1 and then WrestleMania Night 2.
I mean, all in the same area?
Yeah, in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Now, it wasn't at Stand and Deliver wasn't at AT&T Stadium. It was at another place.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
But it's all happening in the same area.
It would be cool if it happened where festivals happen, in that kind of space. But
yeah.
I didn't see WrestleMania Night 1. You told me that freaking Austin came back.
Yes.
And Cody had a great match with Seth.
Yeah, two-night WrestleMania. We'll get to the card.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. This is too much. Because, it's better than, you went to that... The last WrestleMania you actually went to was, 6 hours.
No, it was longer than 6 hours.
It was 7.
It was 7.5, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think any show should be more than 3... Any wrestling show should not be more than 3 hours.
Yeah, we talked about Revolution. That was 4.5 hours, and they could have shaved off an hour off of that show. But at least that was just one day. And, two-night WrestleMania, no. I don't like it. Watching this show is okay, this is a one-day show stretched out with video packages and just the video package.
But that's what I was trying to say. A festival is one thing because there's a variety of things. Imagine if a band played for 2 days straight.
No thanks. Okay, yeah, two-night WrestleMania, no go. It's too much. Okay, so night 1. You know what? It was fine. It was fine, except. Again, it was just, why did this need to... There was some matches on here that shouldn't... okay, the SmackDown Tag Team title match, Rick Boots got hurt. Not his fault. Okay. Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre, it was... I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to make Drew... Okay, he's... trying to make him look strong again, but this match should not have been in WrestleMania. I'm sorry, it just shouldn't have. But I guess it's nice to have the former WWE champion look strong at WrestleMania. But they could have had something stronger for Drew. Okay, that was just, who cares, right? So, the show actually started when Seth Rollins, to me, this is when the show got interesting. When Seth Rollins came out and Vince, his mystery opponent showed up, and it was this long pause, this long drum roll, so to speak, and the crowd was kind of on their feet. They were what's going to happen? Who's going to come? Who's going to come? And then the lights went out, and then Cody showed up, and it was really cool. Cody got a very good reaction. It was very cool. So before we talk about the match, how do you think Cody's going to fare in WWE, and what do you think about Cody in WWE?
Look, on paper,
even though this topic has been exhausted.
Yes.
Yeah.
On paper, right? Cody comes back.
Yeah.
And everyone's happy, right? He has a great match from what I heard. And, you think, they're going to take that momentum, right? Because we've heard this before. They're going to take that momentum and then they're going to continue on with it. On paper. But the reality, I hate to be pessimistic, but the reality is, you look at the history that, WWE has, and consider all this shit that Cody talked when he was in AEW, they're not going to forget that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, they have done worse to people who are better than Cody. No disrespect to Cody, but they have done worse to people who are worth more than him. So, like I said, at first, yes, I'm sure this moment was awesome. I'm sure everyone loved it. People aren't going to forget it anytime soon, obviously. In fact, they're probably going to be looking back to this moment, you know, when things start to get worse for Cody. Because, like I said, Vince is petty. They're not going to forget everything he said or all the shots he took. But for now, yeah, I'm trying to enjoy it for now. But, you know, I'm not holding my breath.
Well, it is hard to be optimistic about this, but I'm going to be optimistic. But I'm going to... Okay, so if we're looking at this with the glass half full mentality, right, he'll probably... Because WWE is a huge platform, Cody's already a star. So on paper, it's like, okay, they can help put Cody on another level. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Because if you look at Seth Rollins, if you saw the build to this match, the whole story was that Seth didn't have a match at WrestleMania. What kind of shit is that? Why have a story where the guy does not have a match?
A guy used to be your top babyface.
Yeah, how about just give him a program? Build a program. Build a match for Seth Rollins. Don't just have him, oh, there's no match because Cody's going to debut. Okay, there's many other ways to do this. But the fact that Seth Rollins' character is a complete loser, and he's one of the best workers in the company, and he went to Vince's office, like, he was laughing like a loser. He's like, what are you going to do, Vince? You going to fire me? You going to say you're fired? And he's laughing like a dork. And then Vince
was his manager.
Yeah, Vince is ignoring him. Vince is just like, I'm not going to fire you. And you know what he said? You know what Vince said to Cody? Not Cody, Seth? He was like, if you wanted a match at WrestleMania, why did you jump through all those hoops? You could have just asked me. What? So you mean to tell me,
whoa,
if everybody in WWE just wanted a match, they just needed to ask Vince? They just need to go. They don't have to win the Royal Rumble? So who won the match? Okay, Brock Lesnar is... Okay, let's say if Edge, last year, right, he won the Royal Rumble. He could have just went to your office and said, hey, Vince, I want a match at WrestleMania. Like what kind of nonsense? This is nonsensical. Like, this is why I like... Okay.
This is why I don't have faith for Cody.
Yeah, exactly. This is why it may be a disaster for Cody. But at the same time, it's like... Cody is the former executive of their biggest competitor, so Vince will look stupid if he books him like a loser.
Well, has Vince ever been above looking stupid?
No, as we saw on night 2 of WrestleMania, which we'll talk about. But Cody, the match itself was great. It was excellent. It was a professional wrestling match.
Yeah, Seth does not really have bad matches at WrestleMania.
Yeah, it wasn't what... If you know WWE right now, this is not an insult to WWE, but they literally are not trying to do professional wrestling. I went to SmackDown recently at the Barclays Center, and that was the first WWE show I've been to since COVID broke out. We went to that SmackDown and that Raw right before COVID hit, and there was a lot of video packages. There was very little wrestling. Wrestling was like was not even on the like they did a thing called the DX cam. Where they play DX's music and people just do, when the camera gets on you, you do DX things in front of the camera. That was longer than a lot of the matches. It was.
Look, I understand the reality that Vince doesn't want to be in the wrestling business. He wants to be in the entertainment business. But the fact of the fucking matter is that we watch this shit. There's a ring with ropes and people are wrestling in the ring. So it's a little confusing when... I understand how WWE works. They don't want to be pro wrestling, but it's a little confusing when we're watching a fucking wrestling show that does not want to be a wrestling company. But whatever.
Because okay, listen. If WWE wants to cast the widest net possible as far as like entertainment is concerned, but if you're just branding yourself as entertainment, right? There's many forms of entertainment out there. Okay, there's music, there's film. There's many different things that are considered entertainment. So, but each of those mediums do their thing better. You go to see a concert, that's entertainment. But you go see musicians, musicians. You go to watch a movie in the movie theater. The art is the movie. The art is the film. That's the art. That's the entertainment. But if you are calling yourself entertainment and you have a wrestling ring it's like, what are you doing special? Like, tell me what are you doing special? Like, that's the thing. Why should we watch you if we can get other forms of entertainment elsewhere?
Oh, you know what they're doing special? They have pretty little graphics on the screen whenever people come out. That's nice. But here's the thing. It's like a wrestling company not wanting to be a wrestling company, to me, is like a rapper who raps on his music and says, I'm not a rapper. Even though you can fucking hear him rapping.
Yeah, when artists call themselves brands.
Oh,
not artists.
Fuck.
Okay, so here's the thing. With WWE, it's like... Okay, if you want to be general entertainment, what the issue is, you're gonna lose some of your core fans, more so than WWE already is. You have to appeal to your core fans while at the same time trying to cast a wider net. That's not easy, but like you don't want to get rid of your core fans. WWE doing what they're doing now is gonna get rid of some core fans. It really is.
They've been getting rid of their core fans for the past 10 years.
Yeah, it's not looking good. But I thought the Cody match was great. The other good match on night one was Bianca versus Becky, and that was excellent. It was very good. And the story of the match was, okay, you remember the SummerSlam and how Becky returned and beat Bianca in like 30 seconds.
Squashed her for no reason.
Yes. But it played into the story of this match because most of the match, Becky was trying to do the Uranagi on Bianca, but Bianca kept getting out of it, and she kicked out of it. She's not going to lose the same way she lost at SummerSlam.
That's good.
And it was very good. Yeah, they told a really good story, and they worked really hard, and they had a hell of a match. And Bianca, the right finish happened. It was clean. No hoopla. No hoopla.
Oh, no one came and stood outside of the ring and to distract anybody?
No.
Like AJ, like this finish for AJ and Edge?
Oh boy, yeah.
We'll talk about that.
So, the other good thing on this show was Steve Austin and KO. Now, the whole thing was, they were setting up a match on TV, but they didn't call it a match, because I guess WWE didn't know what Steve Austin was willing to do, or could do, but they did a KO show, and then KO said something, because the fans knew they're probably going to have a little match, or whatever. Because just the way they set it up, Kay was like, "Listen, Steve, I lied to you. I don't want to talk to you. I want to wrestle you. I'm going to challenge you to the match." And then they had a match, and the match was great. And Steve Austin hasn't wrestled since WrestleMania 19, and it was great. It was very entertaining. They just beat the shit out of each other. It was
I
a
only
brawl.
saw a few clips. One clip I saw, I gotta watch this match. One clip I saw was just Austin beating up Kevin Owens in the crowd.
Yeah, it was great.
The camera was following Austin. It was like the old. It was. I hate to say it was like watching Austin back in the day.
But it was, you know what it was? It was so rough. It felt like a brawl. It didn't feel like a wrestling match, like a very
no Canadian destroyers.
No. It was just you know what this match could have used to make it like. This is how you can use the unsanctioned lights out stipulation. You know what I mean? Like they could have done a KO show, and the announcer could have say, "Okay, listen, we have," or an authority figure come out and say, "Listen, you guys can do whatever you want to each other, but we're not responsible for what happens." And then they just have a big ass brawl. And you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I'm kind of glad they didn't do that because I think the unsanctioned thing has kind of been like.
But this it would have worked here.
Yeah.
It would have worked here because, again, they don't have win-loss records, and Steve Austin hasn't wrestled in 20 years. So, but how they did it was fine.
I mean, it wasn't all those bars, so that's basically the same thing, isn't it?
No, because it was sanctioned. There was a referee.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But wait, unsanctioned matches have referees.
I know.
That doesn't make sense. Alright.
Here's the difference. In WWE, and they do it in AEW too, they just turn the lights off. And they flick the lights off. That's what they do. That's how a lights out match works.
God.
Yeah.
No more of that. No more.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't do
okay.
that.
Yeah, but the way they did it was fine. It was great. Go out of your way to watch it. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But that was night one. Night two. Oh boy. Okay. Night two. Okay. It started off awesome. And it was the Raw Tag Team title match. It was excellent. RK Bro, Street Profits, and the Alpha Academy. It was awesome. It was, with a triple threat tag match, you're going to have a lot of spots, a lot of stuff happening. That's what it was. But it was all done very well.
Because everyone in this match is actually a great pro wrestler.
Everybody here was on their A game.
Yeah.
Everybody here was great.
And I'm glad Chad Gable got a chance to look this good at WrestleMania. Because, man, after the last couple of years he's had, the last time I saw him, he was Shorty G.
Yeah, but he was Chad Gable. It was great.
Yeah.
After the match, they gave a little, they did a little tease of like Chad Gable and Gable Steveson because they're both, accomplished amateur wrestlers.
We were joking about that too. We were joking like, what if Chad Gable challenges Gable Steveson?
Yeah,
and it actually happened.
It was great. It was great. I like how they did it. It was awesome.
That's it. I have friends who are not wrestling fans who are on Instagram talking about Gable Steveson.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Steveson. So,
Steveson,
and then he did a big belly to belly and stuff like that. So this was WWE doing something they don't really do well, and that's think about the future.
Yeah,
they really think Gable Stevenson's going to be the future.
I hope so.
That was really cool how they put him on TV like that. It was really awesome.
Yeah.
Gable,
man, Chad Gable, man, he really is he shines so much.
Yeah.
He's glistening with charisma. I love it. I'm glad he got a chance to look this good.
Okay, and then there was Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville. Listen, I think Johnny Knoxville was very entertaining. I think Sami Zayn has been great in this role, and making me care about this match because I thought it was just going to be like a 10-minute, 6-minute just wackiness. Just they're going to do some jackass stuff, and then Sami Zayn's going to win. That didn't happen. They dragged this. This went 14 plus minutes.
I fell asleep.
Yeah, I fell asleep. It was too much. It was way too much. I'm like, okay, all right. After 5 minutes, after 8 minutes, I'm like, oh my god, just take this home already. And then they did it was too wacky. I knew it was going to be wacky. I wasn't expecting Okada and Kenny Omega. I wasn't expecting Misawa and Kobashi. But it was just too wacky. It was too much. Wee Man came and body slammed Sami Zayn. That made Sami Zayn
I woke up and wait, is that Hornswoggle? Oh no, it's Wee Man.
And then you had Chris Pontius dancing like an idiot. It was too wacky. It was too much. It was way over the top. It was so foolish.
It would have been cool. Nice. If Sammy's about to beat Johnny Knoxville or whatever, but then Bam Margera comes out, hits Sammy on the head, and hugs Knoxville.
Yeah.
That would have been something like that would have been cool. Better than freaking Wee Man body slamming Sami Zayn, but whatever.
You can't have celebrities out here beating. You can't have that.
Yeah.
No, you can't. You can't. It's no. Okay, and Sami Zayn lost the Intercontinental title to Ricochet, but Ricochet is not on the card as the champion.
I almost forgot who you were talking about for a
second. He
second.
won the title, but then he wasn't at WrestleMania.
Yo, Finn Balor wasn't even on his card.
Yeah. But the thing is, Sami Zayn Ricochet beat Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn was on WrestleMania. It's just what? If you lose a title, you're on WrestleMania. It's just
he lost the Intercontinental title and he was on WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And the U.S. title wasn't even on the card at all.
No. Wow. They had to make room for the video packages.
Oh, of course.
But this was kind of embarrassing, to be honest. I thought, okay, it's gonna be fun, and whatever. I can turn my brain off.
Someone gets hit in the head with a stop sign.
Yeah, but it took it too far. They took it way too far. Okay, the next thing that was important of interest. Okay, Edge versus AJ Styles. Now, this match was great, but the finish was weird because AJ is going for his forearm and he's struggling because they just beat the shit out of each other for almost a half hour. He almost jumps, but then you see Damian Priest just standing there.
Just looking at him. He didn't touch him.
Yeah, didn't touch him. Just staring at him. And then AJ Styles looked at him. Edge recovered. He went for his forearm and then it turned into a spear. Now, that could have been cool, but it's just it just kind of sucked the air out of the room.
You know what would have been great? Yeah. That spot would have been really cool is if Damian Priest wasn't there at all, AJ went for his forearm, Edge catches him midair, and an epic 2.5 count.
Yeah. Okay, so if you want them to wrestle again, you could have had... You could have had Edge beat him in
He cheats!
Yeah. You could have had him get a brass knuckles or something.
Yeah.
Or get a chair when the referee's not looking. And then win like a bastard. Okay, great. And then the next night, and you'd be like, AJ, you bastard. And then Damian Priest jumps him, and then they form this alliance.
On Raw. This felt like...
You could have done that, yeah.
The match they were having was so good. AJ... there was one part where AJ was, literally... Something we don't see often. Well, everyone, just jumps right on the top rope. AJ he was struggling to get on the top rope. I'm like, you don't see that, like that kind of selling a lot.
You don't see that, no.
This match was amazing.
It was excellent.
But then it turned to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, it was dumb.
It had a Monday Night Raw finish. Like, I was like, this sucks. What the hell? Like, look, we talk about this. You have to try and ruin a match like this. And they tried, and they succeeded. The match was great, but like WWE, the same thing we said about Roman and Seth at that Day 1 pay-per-view or whatever. Good match. Dumb finish.
Yeah, it's a Royal Rumble, but yeah.
Oh, whatever. I don't know.
Okay, so this reminds me of the match on night 1 we didn't talk about. Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte.
Oh, yeah, I was about to ask you about that.
Okay, the match was not bad, but it wasn't great. It was just there. Because they did nothing to make me like, wow. There was no real drama to this. There was no real story to it. It was just nothing. I felt nothing. And then they did a stupid ref bump. They did a dumbass ref bump.
Yeah, I saw like a little clip of Charlotte spearing what the hell, Charles Robinson into the corner, and he took an ill bump for no reason.
And then Ronda made Charlotte tap out when the ref wasn't looking. And oh my goodness. And then
I mean, okay, wait, you mean that spinning thing into the armbar?
Yeah.
That was cool, but it's just like it was done during a goofy moment.
So the whole idea, Charlotte was like, "You're not going to make me tap," and he made her tap. So like, this might lead to like a submission match or something like that.
But here's the thing, like, why the fuck? Like,
it was just very cheap.
WrestleMania is when things are supposed to come to a conclusion, and they're treating it like Raw or SmackDown, where it's as well. It's like there's no payoff. WrestleMania is when you're supposed to have payoff. Like what? Like I don't. Like, here's the thing. I was really excited to see Ronda versus Becky for over a year. I was excited to see that. Like, and actually for 2 years, actually, yeah, because like Ronda skipped the Mania. I was excited to see her for 2 years. I didn't care about. Here's the thing. Yes, Becky, instead of fighting Ronda, Becky fought Bianca Belair. But there's a reason I wanted to see that match. Because like I wanted to see a payoff from Bianca getting squashed.
Yeah.
There was a reason to like there was a reason to actually be invested in that match.
Yeah.
But Ronda and Charlotte, literally might as well have wrestled a punching bag.
It was cold. It was a cold program coming in, and it was a very cold match. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't particularly great. It wasn't anything interesting. If you want to go out of your way to see something, go watch that Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor show and watch FTR versus the Briscoes.
Oh yeah, I gotta see.
That's a match you go out of your way to see. That. It was excellent. This, completely ignore it. Don't even bother with it.
At least night 1.
Yeah. So night 2, the next thing to talk about. Okay, Pat McAfee and Austin Theory, and it's not because of Pat McAfee and Austin Theory. It's because of what happened after.
Pat McAfee is actually not a bad worker.
He's fine, but this match,
he's alright. It
was just okay. So Pat McAfee wins, right? But then there was hoopla. There was more hoopla than a match here. So Vince comes out, and then a match between Vince and Pat McAfee starts, and it was sad because Vince is super, super old, and it was just embarrassing. And then Vince beats Pat McAfee by taking a football and punching him in the ribs with the football.
He did some Charlie Brown shit?
Yeah, so Vince takes the football and kicks the football into Pat McAfee's ribs, and Vince pins him clean in the middle of the ring.
Wait, was Pat McAfee restrained?
No, he was just on the floor selling. Yeah.
This sounds like a cartoon.
It was a cartoon. It was like Looney Tunes.
Whoa. It's like, it sounds like The Simpsons. Like when Mr. Burns would be allowed to beat they let him win.
Yeah, it was bad. So Vince wins, and then Steve Austin comes out. And Steve Austin and Vince celebrate because nostalgia, 1999. You remember Austin versus Vince. I would prefer them do the 2001 ending where Vince and Steve hug, because that would have made me laugh. And that would have been easier on Vince because Steve tried to stun him, and then Vince just kind of bounced around, and then Steve caught him for a stunner, and they just fell.
Look this up for yourself.
Go out of your way to see this.
This
was hysterical, but it was sad because Vince is old. Like, he shouldn't be doing this kind of stuff.
Like, what should it? Like,
I was laughing hysterically.
What could have happened? What if Austin just punched Vince and Vince sold it, And then you stunner Austin Theory. You have a beer with Pat McAfee. You stun him.
He did that, though. He just stunned Pat McAfee, yeah.
Stun Austin Theory, too. Like, and the thing, Vince did not need to take the stunner.
No.
He could have just hit him, and everyone would have still been like, it's Austin. This is Austin's weekend to return. Everyone would have, like, cheered anything he did.
And then, okay, the main event. Okay, now, I was not looking forward to this match between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, even if it's for both belts. Number one, whenever they merge the belts, it never means anything, because literally at the next show, it doesn't matter, because when Becky became Becky 2 belts, she immediately lost the SmackDown title to Charlotte at the next
And they didn't even combine the belts.
No, she was Becky 2 belts, just to sell a few t-shirts.
When Lesnar, after SummerSlam, after that squash match he had with Cena, literally the next night, they gave Lesnar 1 belt.
Yep.
They gave him 1 belt.
Yep.
It was kind of cool.
This match, because number one, I've seen Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar before, and it was only really good one time. The first time, it was excellent at WrestleMania 31. The second time they did it that was pretty good was at SummerSlam 2018. But what they did here, they did that same match.
No, wait, the second time they did it was at another Mania.
That was a yes. Yeah, right. That was the second time. Yeah,
the
right.
Second that was another Mania, and that was like...
I said the second time I thought it was good, because I didn't like the last time.
Okay.
Yeah, so they did that match at WrestleMania, the same match, but somehow it was less interesting. And then it was a by the numbers match for a match that's been built up as the biggest match of all time. And it was just a Raw main event. It was like not even a Raw. A Raw main event, or maybe like a Backlash main event. Like it was no good. It wasn't like a bet. It was one stupid spot, but I don't know what Roman was trying to do.
Oh yeah. Lesnar was standing, and Roman. I hate this. Like we've seen Sarah Logan do this to Charlotte years ago in SmackDown, where you spear her back, and it just looks bad. Usually, when you spear them in the front, they can like fall back. You know, if you spear someone in the back, it just looks like.
It looked like Roman was. It looked like Roman was like greeting a buddy of his he hasn't seen in years, and he jumped him like, "Hey, buddy, I haven't seen you in years."
He looked like what a friend did to me when I was in elementary school. I was standing in the park. I was standing in the middle of the playground, and someone just tackled me from behind.
Yeah.
Except that we probably took a better bump than what happened last night.
If this was a one night show with like 6 matches, this would have been a fine WrestleMania. It would have been fine. But this show was 2 nights of. I swear, most of the time that took up last night's show was Roman Reigns' entrance, which I'm sorry, it is not that impressive to warrant the slow walk.
Yeah, the theme song. Okay, here's you know what made sense for a slow walk entrance, and that wasn't even as long as Roman's entrance. Austin, when Austin came back, I saw he took his time to get to that ring because it's Austin coming back to wrestle after 19 years.
Or when Triple H came out in the beginning of night 2. And he just said some nice things. He was great. He said, "Welcome."
That was nice. Yeah, he left his boots in the ring.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah,
Triple H earned that.
And there's I was expecting Triple H is one for he likes to have long promos. I was expecting him to talk for at least 10 minutes.
I wouldn't care because
I mean, this is different because he's actually retiring. Yeah. So, but when he just left his boots there and just said, "Welcome to," wow, he just
because Triple H is a pro. Less is more. With Roman Reigns, more is more.
But that's the thing. Like I said, Triple H is not known for Triple H is always known for doing more is more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this Roman thing, and he walks, and the song is just.
The song is dumb. I hate it.
It's not interesting. It's just. It's late too. It's like, come on, man.
Every instrument in the song, and its song sounds.
It's
dumb.
nothing. And the match was nothing. It was just the exact same match I've seen before, but slightly worse. It was. Don't watch this match.
Brock was insane. Everyone was just really happy to see Brock.
All right, so if you're going to watch this show, here's the only thing to watch from night 1. Watch Becky Lynch versus
Bianca
Belair. Watch that. Watch Cody versus Seth. Watch Steve Austin versus KO. Night 2. Watch Edge and what's his name, AJ Styles.
At least you know the everything before the end.
Yeah, watch the Raw Tag Team match from night 2 with RK Bro, Afro Academy, and Street Profits. Watch that. Watch Triple H's intro. That was kind of nice. Then turn it off and go to sleep. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I say so.
All right, this is the Wrestling Caucus. I'm Peter A.
And Smiley Arriaga.
And don't forget, you can follow us on Instagram at the Wrestling Caucus, Twitter at Wrestling Caucus, Facebook.com/the Wrestling Caucus. Listen to the entire archive wherever you get podcasts, and you can go to peteraradio.com/the Wrestling Caucus to listen to all the episodes as well. All right, later days.